Hello, and welcome to this episode of Jack the Podcast. Yes, we are finally back. I am here today with my guest, Liam, my bandmate of our band, Sugar Does It Donut Dippers. Liam, say hello to the fans.
Hello and welcome to the S Triple D Garage.
We run a very crowded garage or whatnot. Yeah. Today is unfortunately the last uh, regroup that we're going to do because we eventually had to go back to school soon. And yeah, I can't believe the break is almost already over. Like when do you go back, Liam?
In 2 weeks.
Yeah, you go back in 2 weeks?
Well, I start school again on January 21st, but you see, I have CASMEC right before that. It's a music education conference in Sacramento.
Hmm. So tell us all about the music education conference. Like, what goes on there exactly?
So it takes place at the convention center in Sacramento. So while you're there, you can attend lectures, even concerts, some clinics. There's the pizza was the pizza with the presidents, which is where you get to eat lunch with the president of with the presidents of various music organizations, and yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. It'd be cool to be part of something like that. When I get to the college circuit, whatnot. Yeah, and how has college been for you, Liam? Within your second first semester, how has it been?
Busy, very busy.
Yeah, yeah, you've been telling me that you've been busy. Like I remember, we tried to play the IHS Fall Guitar Festival, but we weren't able to do that because I know there was like a little bit of a scheduling problem, like because you already had something already planned and whatnot. Is that correct?
I had I couldn't remember if it was a basketball game or a BSO concert that I had to volunteer at. Something like that.
Yeah, but luckily though, it wasn't the only concert that would be happening during fall. We did do the Christmas charity show, which I think we did a pretty good show. Actually, I was editing the video and I just finished editing the video actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I finished editing the video finally. So, yeah, so expect to see a release of it soon. Yeah, I finished editing the video and looking back on that performance, we did pretty good. Though I will admit the crowd size, like I don't know, like we saw like a bigger crowd like the last time we played at IHS Festival. I'm kind of wondering what the heck happened to our to the crowd. Like there was a bigger crowd, wasn't there, Liam?
Yep.
Yeah, like because because don't get me wrong. The fact that we had people even come is like amazing. But to say, like, um, like I was expecting, probably more people to, hear about it, because especially if you go to the club, but I mean, hopefully, like people will attend the spring one. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping. But you never know. Yeah, and we can't wait to play the spring festival. It's gonna be very exciting. I hope the bands that we played with the last time will get to be on the lineup with us again. They were pretty cool bands and whatnot. Like, was there any highlights from the spring guitar festival of last year that you can remember, Liam?
One thing I remember specifically was storming off the stage, but screaming, "I quit!" into the microphone right before that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Like I remember we tried to plan that, like, and we literally did try to rehearse it, but it was so hard to do it on stage because it's just like it's all of a sudden, and not only that, it's just hard to like it's because we were hoping that the audience, would kind of be like me, kind of like, where the heck are you going, Liam? Why not? But I just didn't expect, like, I don't know, like the audience was so reactive, and it was amazing, honestly. But like I broke character so badly though, I did. And I remember during a fist fight, when we played fist fight in the parking lot, the SNL sketch song. I remember one of the members from the band, Repent, like literally stood up and literally just started dancing in front of the stage. And I think there were some people that were laughing and whatnot, and I was trying to keep it in together just because like it was just funny. It still makes me laugh to this day, honestly. It really does. And then after we had played our set, we basically just watched the show from backstage, which honestly, like, while we could have gone out to watch it and whatnot, I don't know. I find it cool just watching it from backstage, you know? It just kind of feels cool, honestly. And it's also kind of quiet back there, so, I don't know. Nice environment.
Yeah, I agree. What you know, yeah. I mean, as long as we still get to see the stage, we just have a we're we just have a different perspective than the rest of the audience, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, like I will say, I think we were a pretty good highlight of the night, along with Repent, and like I mean, everyone was a highlight. Don't get me wrong on that, but but I do remember that like a lot of people did love the performance. Like even your mom was saying that when people were walking out of the festival one, that they were saying Liam can play the drums. Like I did not know Liam could play the drums. Well, is that true, Liam? Like wasn't that right?
Uh, According to what my mom told me, yes. There were some students. My mom mentioned that there was a band student that that said that he or she always thought of me as a clarinet player, never saw me as a drummer. Not sure who that student was, but I'll ask her later if she remembers.
Yeah, like that's amazing because not only like because yes, you did graduate the year prior, but like now you can come back to the people that you made friends with, that you can come back now, you could show them a whole new side of you now, honestly, which that's honestly pretty cool, like, and like I remember when we were rehearsing and whatnot, like we were just rehearsing whatever, like we were able to rehearse sometimes, and like it was just fun just seeing the rehearsals happen. It was also fun seeing the band Happy Now rehearse, because they definitely have like really good energy, honestly. Like their drummer, like Carlos, is
Is
insane.
insane. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, like, right? Isn't he insane?
he's insane.
Yeah, like yeah, I don't know if Carlos is watching the podcast, but shout out to him though, because I remember when we were watching the performance from backstage, and I remember he was just like, he was like, I know you can't really see me doing it, but like it's just like he was just like fast, like, and like, and I was like, oh boy, Liam, we gotta step up our game. like, like, it's because apparently we got some competition ahead of us, even though it's not a battle of bands, but still,
Well, the first thing I thought was, man, why didn't I bring my double kick pedal?
yeah, like, yeah, because the double kick pedal definitely helps, right? Like, it definitely helps like bring in that energy.
Especially with solos and stuff.
Yeah, like I will say at the next festival, uh, like you definitely should get like a drum solo moment. You've earned it, at that point.
I mean, I think I could.
Yeah, yeah. Like whenever I think of drum solos, I think of that. There's this one Nirvana concert video. Basically, it was on New Year's Eve in '93, and they're playing somewhere in California. I don't remember. I think it was in like San Jose or something like that, or San Diego. I'll figure it out later. But I remember they were waiting for the countdown basically, and while they were waiting, Dave Grohl just says, I could do a drum solo," and then he just does like a drum solo. It's like dum 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 dum. Yeah, like it's just it's surreal, honestly. It's surreal that it's even captured, honestly. Yeah, but like back to a guitar festival though, like it was just amazing playing that night. Just getting to share our music on stage with all the great people. Even though we didn't share every single one of our music, it was still great just to even play in front of people one. And I saw some of the people from the Theater 3 class. Shout out to the Theater 3 and the theater department. Yeah, I love you all. Um, like like I saw like some of the members from the class there, and I'm like, oh my god, like they're coming to support us. We got fans, and like yeah, it's just pretty surreal, honestly. Like I'm pretty sure you ran into people that you recognize, Liam, like at the guitar festival, whether if it was backstage or within the audience. Like I'm pretty sure, right, Liam?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say, like, I've been told about the next festival. The next festival is supposed to be uh, m- like I don't know if I can say it yet. Can I? Like, um, I don't know how much I can say about it, but all I will say is that the Donut Dippers definitely have something planned for the next festival. Like something maybe in the recording uh type ish stuff, like something in that area, and maybe related to maybe album ish stuff. You can probably decode that. Yeah. And also, we're working on the second album though. We're working on the second album because first things first, we want to thank you to all the fans that have been listening to the Trip of Life. If you have, because we see the view count on the YouTube channel, and even though there has not been any comments yet, we have seen the view count. It's at 152, which I know it's not a big view count, but like you know, but it goes to show that that not one person's watching it. That there is somebody out there that's watching it. There's just more than just one person out there watching it, right, Liam?
Uh, yep.
Yeah, like yeah. So we want to thank all the fans for listening to it. If you have yeah, and and I want to kind of address before we go further about the podcast because I know the last time I did a podcast episode was in the summer of 2024. Yeah, summer 2020, 2024. The reason why the podcast has not really made any episodes since is because what happened was um, the recording device that is used for podcasts. So the way how this works is I have the microphone connected to a little recording device, and basically, uh, the recording device picks up from the microphone, which is what I'm speaking into. What happened was, I went on a vacation. I went on a trip actually to two locations. I went to South America. I went to Peru and Argentina for a family vacation. And what happened was the, the audio recorder, the one that recorded that microphone, was in a bag. and I ended up losing the bag. It had like some stuff. It had a camera in there. It had an audio recorder and everything. I lost it. And in fact, me and Liam, we actually did do an episode for the podcast. We were planning on doing that second episode, but it got lost and it never got recovered. And to this day, that audio recorder is out there. So if anyone has collected a Canon bag on an airline called the Tom, I have one message for you. I have a free copy of The Trip of Life on a CD. If you have that bag, come and get the CD because that's all I can offer. Yeah. Yeah. But like, so luckily I was able to end up recovering some stuff, just by reordering some stuff and whatnot. In fact, this is a new audio recorder that I'm using right now. It works pretty good. So yeah, so I just kind of wanted to address that. Like, no, I did not forget about the podcast. It's still going as much as I can make it go. And yeah, like, luckily me and Liam, we are recording a makeup episode right now for that. So hopefully this makes up for it. Yeah. Um. Let's see. So yeah, we are making the second album. Um. And let's see. And how are you enjoying the process, Liam, of making the second album?
Oh, it's awesome.
Tell our fans, what do you think our music's gonna sound like? Honestly, to them.
Improvement.
Improvement?
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly think it's gonna sound a lot bigger than Trip of Life was, honestly, because yes, Trip of Life, it was a big album, but like, however though, I think we can make it bigger. We can make it more grand, if, like, something,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, like, so we're not gonna reveal the title yet because we're in early stages right now, and all I will say is that you better lock up your doors because the donut dippers are coming back. Trust me. Lock up your kids and your pets. Stay in your lights. The donut dippers are back again. We're gonna save the world, everybody. We're gonna save the world. Isn't that right, Liam?
Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay. Um. So yeah. So recently, we've been on break. Like Liam being on break from college and me being on break uh, from the first semester of senior year in high school, and we got the donut dippers together within this week. We couldn't get it together last week because you had a wisdom teeth removal. Isn't that right, Liam?
Uh, that is correct.
Yeah. How did you end up getting wisdom teeth removal during Christmas week or Christmas weekend?
It was actually the Friday before Christmas. So, I originally scheduled the appointment for the end of the end of September, but I ended up postponing it because see, at CSUB I play clarinet, and well, there was a lot going on for me because I was in four different classes where I think four, yeah, it was four where I had to play clarinet. I was in chamber music, concert band, pet band, and studio instruction, which is a class that every music major has to take.
Yeah, like a complicated schedule can just lead to complicated stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So so then I thought about rescheduling the appointment for December, which kind of seemed like like too long of a wait for me. Well, wasn't sure whether or not it was going to be too long, so I decided to call them and ask him if I could postpone it to December after all that madness was done, was over with. And they gave me December 20th. And I'm like, I accept.
The same day, I was celebrating my birthday on December 20th. Um, yeah. I remember my birthday. Well. Like, so what happened was, so the first thing was in the morning. It was the final day of finals, and the way how finals works for me is it's two periods basically each day. So it's like day one, period one, and period two, day two, period three, and five, basically. So that day was period six and seven, which six was a theater and seven was English. And I remember uh, I always arrive late to school. I always do. In fact, I feel like they're going to enforce something. I think in second semester, I have a feeling. Um, and I arrived at theater three and whatnot. Like the door was locked for some reason. I arrive in there, and then immediately when I come in there, because I knew what was gonna happen because people found out it was my birthday through the band app, which is like our little bulletin board kind of thing. Um, and everyone, was like, happy birthday, happy birthday, and whatnot. And honestly, it was just so cool, honestly, just to like see everyone just just like just acknowledge that, just because like I don't know, like you know, and but the sad thing is that it's because not that anything that we do is sad, it's just that this big family that you make, it may or may not end up as a memory years from now, honestly. Like, who knows? Maybe some of them will stay, maybe some of them won't. So, like, and I'm pretty sure that was the same for you, Liam. Like, like when you were in the band department, like, I'm pretty sure maybe you made somewhat of like a family in there, and like things changed after high school.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like tell us a little bit about your band experience. Like like how did did you end up making like a family like how Theater 3 does their family and whatnot? Like or how does the process work?
Well, yeah, there are certainly a lot of members of the music program at IHS that felt like family to me. And you know, some of them are going to college out of town, and while I get to see some of them every now and then, it's it's a little sad.
Yeah, I do agree. It's because like you spend like your whole 18 or no wait, not 18 years of life. Like you spend like literally let's see, like well either like 10 or 12 years, I think. Like 12. No, wait, 13 years. 13 years. Yeah. I don't know why I got that wrong. You spend like 13 years basically eh, building up, the fact that, you build it up, in life, you make friends and whatnot. But then suddenly, when you graduate, it all ends. That's just kind of not fair, honestly. Like I mean, I know it's life, but it's honestly not fair. I'm like,
Well, I would say, well, yeah, leaving your old friends is sad, but then but then when you get to college or whatever you're doing after high school, it could be your first job or whatever. You know, you have the opportunity to make new friends, and I have, and now that I go to CSUB, well, I have a lot of new friends.
yeah. Is there any particular friends like maybe you want to maybe give a shout out or maybe like maybe list or whatnot or highlight or something like that?
I'll give you what I think are my top three: Ethan Chapman, Santiago Silva, and Ivan Gustavo.
Yeah. I don't know if all three will be watching this, but if you all three are, yeah, uh, goes out. Yeah, the shout out from Liam goes out to you three. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I never met them, but they sound like cool people. Honestly.
They were pretty cool. I hung out with them in Vegas, and I'll certainly never forget that. And Santiago was the one that introduced me to Penguin Zero on YouTube, also known as Moist Critical, I think.
Hmm. Yeah, that's pretty cool, honestly. Yeah, like I do love that like you get to meet people on in life and whatnot. And in theater three, we definitely got some pretty cool people in there. Like I will say, like we do have the actors and whatnot, but honestly, like whenever I talk to tech people, that they always make me laugh. Honestly, they always do. like, like for example, like let me think. I'm trying to think of a story I can mention on recording. Let me think. Uh oh, um, so this wasn't from tech departments necessarily. Well, I guess sort of. But like, so we did a show in the fall of 2023, and it was a Christmas show. Called the Christmas Chaos, and basically it's basically if a Christmas Carol went wrong, basically. Um, I remember, and this was recorded on video, which is how I can remember. um, I remember the person playing Scrooge, this one guy named James, uh, basically. So in part of the story, basically, is there's there's the stage manager, which is played by one of our members, this girl named Leslie. Like basically, she went on stage to give James his Scrooge outfit, so he could put it on because that's like the point of the show, is to get his outfit, and and he needs help with it and whatnot. And th- like I'm trying to remember what he said, but like he just ended up like just screaming, just screaming, just just to get it on, and then the teacher was like, he cannot say it on stage. And here's the thing, in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute. Let's include that, honestly. Let's include that. Because, hear me out. It's supposed to be a play, it's supposed to be a comedy, and also it's supposed to look like everything is going wrong. So, if you think about it, people wouldn't really even notice, honestly. People wouldn't even really notice. And, like, it's just really funny, honestly. Like, honestly, it's honestly a great blooper, honestly, for a play, which I find it pretty funny. And I will say, um, it was during the speech lunch bunch, which is basically a lunch gathering with the speech department. We were both in the speech department. Um, I remember that around the same time, I remember one of the theater people, this guy named Alex. I remember I was talking with him, and we were talking about Christmas Chaos, and he was saying like, "Oh, I definitely could have been the understudy, um, like for one of the characters. Like I could have been the understudy for Bob, uh, and like." And you could have been Scrooge. We could have been on stage together. We could have been the understudies. And I agreed with him. I agreed with him because we basically looked like our counterparts. Basically, we kind of did, honestly. Um, yeah. So yeah, yeah. And that was like a funny moment I can remember, honestly. Um, and what's also interesting is considering that we have a actual band kid, former IHS band kid, the theater department and the band department have an interesting relationship with each other. Honestly, um, we don't necessarily view the band department as the enemy necessarily, but like, 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 but but like I don't know how much I can mention, but like all I will say is that we have a love and a we have a love and dislike relationship. This just depends on what they exactly do because the auditorium, you got to respect it, You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure you've seen crazy stuff happen in the auditorium when you were in band, right, Liam?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. I will say though, it'd be interesting just to be in the band room, and be like, because like there's so many people in band, It's like how can you fit everybody, in there, Like I know they're separate classes, but still, like it's just insane to me, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, well, when I was still going there, it was just, yeah, especially for like orchestra and symphonic band, and even marching band. We always, sorry, uh, they're always there's like when I was still going there, there's always instrument cases on the floor that we would try to scoot out of the way the best we can. And another thing I remember is just Mr. Myers getting on the percussionists for for leaving stuff on the floor and just not putting their their drum equipment away or stuff like that.
Yeah. Like I can imagine it could get pretty hectic in there. I will say though, what I love about Theater Three is that so the way how Theater Three works is that it's a very strict process. Like you have to audition. You have to it's almost like signing a contract, honestly, because Theater Three is so good because we we trust everybody. Like everyone is very trusted. Like if you literally break that trust, you're out of there. It doesn't matter like what you try to do to get back in there. You are out of there if you break that trust, honestly. And and like that's the cool thing is it's become more of a safe place within like for people that that may not like just the general environment of IHS, because I mean I will admit it's a bad environment sometimes. It's an unpredictable environment. Like I remember the fights that would happen there. I remember it get all crazy there and whatnot. I think there was one time where trash cans were thrown over the crowd and whatnot, and like there was even a teacher that got arrested. Honestly, like, do you remember, Liam? But there was a teacher that got arrested.
To be honest, I don't remember, but that's pretty crazy.
Well, like a teacher got arrested because I guess they were looking at like their phone, and there was something inappropriate on their phone that they were looking at.
Hmm. Vaguely.
Yeah, I can admit, sometimes it gets a blur. Sometimes, it does. But like, that's why I like Theater Three, because while the general environment of the high school is not great, Theater Three, it's just just that safe place. It honestly feels like like camp. Honestly, it really does, because like to me, camp is like a place where people are brought together. Like it feels like that. It feels like elementary school. Where like it's just people are brought together. People are having fun. People are having a good time. I feel like we need that more. We need classes like Theater Three in high school, because if we had classes in like Theater Three everywhere, like around the whole country, can you imagine how much better life would be for people? Honestly, life would be so much better. Honestly, it really would. Um, and um, I remember one thing I did recently was before we opened our most recent show, which was a musical Spamalot. I remember I like for the last 3 years I've been the videographer for the shows, but this time I decided to step aside and take the stage. Um, and I remember, so like, okay, maybe I can't film the show, but I can film a documentary or a vlog style video, which I did. Um, I filmed a vlog of the opening and closing night before the show began, and I just went around interviewing everybody that I can find that was available, to like ask their thoughts, on what they thought about, you know, the show, like are they doing good, stuff like that, whatnot, and it was pretty cool video, honestly, and like yeah, like pretty cool video. I think it'd be a pretty cool time capsule, and maybe something that like I because one person from the theater department will probably have a family within 10 years. At least one person will probably have a family at some point, and and maybe their kids will ask, like if anybody in the department ever has like kids or whatnot, they'll probably ask, like, what did you do in high school, like what was your life like, they can show them that video, and say, this is my life, this was basically my family, and honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know if people will actually do that. I don't know if anyone in the department will actually do that. But like, to me, like, if I ever did have kids, I would show them that video, just because, you know, because you can't really ever forget anybody. You can't, honestly. right, Liam?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, and then the one cool thing about at the end of production is we always get to go to the Denny's restaurant, like just for one final like kind of like meal, kind of one final party. And did the band ever do anything like that? Like for example, like whenever they close the show, did they ever do that? Or
No,
they
never.
they didn't? Huh?
No.
They didn't take any trips or anything?
So with the band, it was like after our concerts, we were dismissed as long as we had our instruments put away. And with marching band, it was a little bit different. With marching band, when we had our competitions at other schools, even with drumline, you have to go back to IHS when when the once the competition's over and the awards have happened. I gotta pack everything up and then go back to IHS and help unload.
Yeah. I'll hold this for a second. Yeah, I apologize on that. Like, I had to take a phone call. So yeah, like, yeah, I will say though, it's interesting that the band department doesn't do anything to after to celebrate because my sister told me that when she was in band, I remember she said that she took trips to Universal Studios sometimes.
The
Like
band?
yeah, the band department would take a trip to Universal Studios.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like, and the fact that your band department is not doing it, that's kind of insane, honestly.
Well, I mean, a lot has changed since since Green left. Um, I'm I'm sure many more things have changed since since your sister graduated.
Yeah, like like I can imagine different principal, different teachers, stuff like that. Um, yeah, but I don't know, like I feel like the band kids just as much as the theater kids, they, we all work, a lot, we work hard, So I feel like if the theater three gets something in the end, like, band kids, should, honestly, but that's just me, honestly. Um, I will say though that that like I will say, however, in Theater three's defense, on why we're able to do all of this is just because it's because the school does not pay for it. Is the thing. So I think that's kind of one reason why we have that kind of access is because the school doesn't pay for it. Like we kind of it's kind of like just a collaborated effort. Like for example, when we're at that Denny's, like they already notice. They already know us, So it's like, like so it's kind of a collaborative effort. Um, yeah. I will say like the one thing when it comes to um um the just theater in general is I have thought about life after school, what I want to do, and I think community theater is something I would probably do, honestly. Whether it just be volunteering or being on stage or something like that. I think it'd be a pretty cool thing to do. It may not be an official job, maybe, but it'd still be pretty cool to do, and hopefully make a new family or a family comprised of the same people. Hopefully, if they ever want to do a community theater. And like honestly, I don't know. That'd be pretty cool to do. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, and I was telling this to you, Liam. I think about it the other day or something like that. Where like where like some of these theaters they have live bands, and like you should like audition for some of them. Honestly,
I should. I gotta get on that.
yeah. I know Ovation does have a live band, and I know for sure Stars has a live band. So Stars, Ovation people, if you're seeing this right now, just note that you got somebody that's qualified, very qualified for the job.
Potentially.
You have perfect pitch, Liam. Like, like I've seen you with the drums.
I'm a little irresponsible when it comes to practicing, though. But I'm willing to. That's my. I was just telling Jack the other day. That's my New Year's resolution. So practice these instruments more often. Drums, guitar, piano, trombone.
Well, you did practice. Uh, uh, Thank you. Like just by listening to it. So I mean,
That's
I
true.
think I think you're already on track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listening. I think. Well, listening. I think is a, a pretty important part of practicing.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, like because like with listening, when listening happens, you start to memorize, and that's a very good form of practice. And yeah, um, the one thing that's very significant is about our regrouping is no, we did not record any videos of us doing covers. Is because one thing for sure is we don't like um, not because of our view count, but but like we do notice that even if people do see it, we do notice that like sometimes it may not sound the greatest, honestly. Like it may not. Like we don't try to make that happen, but but like sometimes we just get in these certain situations, honestly. But however, though we are uh you know definitely doing well as a band though, and like we just recorded something recently that we're going to release pretty soon. Um, I think you're all gonna enjoy and whatnot, and also I was telling Liam this earlier. Oh, I'm trying to write a fan musical. Like this is not an official musical that I think will hit the stage, but so here's the thing. I'm like a big Scott Pilgrim fan, and like I'm a big fan of the movie. I'm a big fan of the books and of the show, and I've always wanted a musical to be made out of it, a rock musical to be made out of it, and because it just makes sense. It really just does make sense. So like for the last 5 years, I think I've been trying to make one. And what's interesting is, coincidentally, there's another person out there, who is doing a project like I am with Scott Pilgrim and making it into a musical, and has been doing this also for 5 years now, which I find that funny, honestly. Um, so I was showing Liam the songs I had in mind earlier today, and what did you think of the songs, Sam?
I think they're awesome.
Yeah, like I try to make songs that like push the boundaries a little bit. Like they don't have to sound the same. They could sound very like different. And like I'm hoping eventually, I'm hoping that I can assemble some people that I know, or assemble people that can sing or whatnot, because I want to make a fan album. Basically, I don't want to make like I want to make a fan album basically of the story. Because even on the story is not my story, which like we can all agree that's not my story. You know, I still want to present because in a way it is still original art because I did write the music and the lyrics to it. So like so I feel like in a way like it's not totally infringing on anything, but like I do know that this is not something that could be staged because it isn't because it is someone else's story, you know. But it'd still be cool to do like a fun uh fan cast album, honestly, just because honestly it'd just be pretty cool to do it, honestly, and it'd just be pretty cool to see how it all come together and whatnot, and yeah, and um yeah, I've been thinking about like incorporating new people to sing songs, like for example, like when the Trip of Life album was happening, I remember thinking about uh, having another vocalist on one of our songs, but it never really happened. But but that is something I do think about, is having more vocals on our songs. Like yeah, like it'd be pretty cool to have more people sing one of our songs, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we need it.
Yeah, yeah. Like in my opinion, it'd be pretty cool and whatnot. And yeah, um, um, yeah. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe on the next album you might hear another vocal on it, or you know, who knows? Maybe on the fan cast album when that happens, you'll probably hear somebody. You'll probably hear a lot of voices, but oh, yeah. So that's like the current projects I'm currently working on, along with the album, um, uh, the the album with the Donut Dippers, and whatnot. And I think there's one question we have to answer for the Donut Dipper fans, is that because we did kind of already answer this, but go a little bit more into detail about it. When is the Donut Dippers gonna play more live shows? Right? I think that's a question that we can agree that people will have.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's a two-part answer to that, I believe, honestly. Um, but it's in both of them, honestly. Why? So it's not that we don't want live shows to happen. Of course we do, but um, it's not like we have a promoter or anything like with us. Like we run the band, honestly. So we have to get our name out there, honestly. And like we are trying to find places right now at the moment that will take us and will let us play there, hopefully. But at the same time, though, there may be scheduling conflicts because of what Liam may be doing
Oh yeah.
with the college, like, right, Liam?
This is true.
Yeah. So it's not that we don't want to play gigs. It's just that we have to carefully plan it out. Like, honestly, like, but we are looking, though. We are looking at places right now at the moment, because it's not that we don't like playing at IHS. We do like it so much, honestly. But we do need to expand the horizons a little bit, and hopefully we can get more gigs. Maybe one of the guitar club people can help us out. Maybe, I don't know, but like I remember before the guitar festival, or before our debut show, debut. I remember Carlos, the drummer for Happy Now. He said that one way to get the name out there was house gigs, and like honestly, house gigs honestly sound fun, but honestly, like I always do worry about neighbors calling the police. Like, right, Liam? Like,
Yeah. I'll be worried about the same thing.
yeah, because like I don't know, like I can imagine it, like honestly, but but I've seen their videos of them doing house gigs. I'm like, how did they do that? Honestly, it's interesting, honestly. But like, who knows? Maybe they have like really cool neighbors. Honestly, I really don't know. Honestly, but but yeah, But hopefully we can get more gigs in the future, and um and yeah, we are looking though. We might be able to play like a place like Jerry's Pizza now that we both qualify for age wise. Honestly, um, like we might be able to get a place like that. Honestly, though I do remember that some my teacher, my eighth grade teacher, who's a musician, told me that he did play there once, and but however they had a cover charge basically for when they played there, and the cover charge was expensive or something, so they never played there again. So may or may not happen, honestly. Um, and there is a place here in town that I've been told about called 415, and I and no offense to 415 because I've seen 415. No offense to 415 if they're watching this, but I have seen what the environment has looked like, and I don't know. Like honestly, we are like a big sounding band. Don't get me wrong, but honestly, like I don't know if we'd get destroyed in there, honestly, because like I've seen how it goes in there. Honestly, like it's interesting. Honestly, like don't get me wrong. Like it's cool that people express themselves and dance and whatnot, but like it can still get violent in there. Honestly, it really can. Um, like yeah. Um, but there is one place that maybe we might book. There's this one music store that does gigs and whatnot that I know for a fact Happy Now does, and maybe we might book a gig there maybe at some point. Like, just depends on the schedules and whatnot. Like, because I'm pretty sure, um, like you would like to see the Donut Dippers play somewhere else, right, Liam?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Uh, and I think we have the necessary equipment to make a live show happen. Honestly, like honestly, we should just make a live show like just happen, just like from the garage. Honestly, like I don't know, like you bring like a mixer or whatnot, we can get these drums and guitar and whatnot, plug it in.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see, we've been recording for about an hour now, and we're gonna and in a few moments we'll sign off, but let's talk about the upcoming semester. How do you think the upcoming semester is gonna go for you, Liam?
I think as far as ensembles and concerts, it's going to be easier. However, I'm taking 3 gen ed classes whereas my first 3 semesters of college, I only took 2 each semester. So this semester, I'm taking biology, U.S. history, and psychology. And I'm not sure how that's going to go, but I'm going to do my best.
Yeah, like yeah, Gen Ed classes they do sound hard, honestly. I will say my schedule is going to be the same, so I don't really expect too much of a change to happen. But I do remember that because I'm in the civics class right now for the history part of school, and I had econ for the first semester, so now we're switching to government now. And I don't know too much about government, what I'm going to learn and whatnot. I don't even know too much about the teacher, honestly. I really don't know too much about the teacher. Um, Hopefully the teacher is a nice person, just like the last teacher was. Hopefully, that's all I hope. Um, um, yeah, like, and hopefully government's an easy class. Hopefully, like, I do remember I thought I would be at risk, honestly, because of community service. Because I tried to complete all my hours, but like I couldn't really complete the hours as much because I was sick. Like 1 week, like I was like really rushing to get the hours done as much as I could, honestly. Um, and yeah, like what do you remember about government, Liam? Was like the government class okay? Like was the teacher good? Like what?
I think it was easy enough. I found it easier than econ.
Yeah, because with econ, like you're taught all these graphs and everything and whatnot, and which is interesting. Yeah, but like hopefully it won't be too hard. Honestly, I don't think it will be too hard. But it will. I think it's gonna be a good semester, and the Theater 3 department is gonna start up their rehearsals for the next show, which is gonna be Cinderella, not the Disney Cinderella, the Rogers and Hammerstein version. But it's still gonna be a good show, I think. Like, while it's not a show that personally, like, this is just my personal opinion. While it's a show that I may not be the biggest fan of, um, because Cinderella is like honestly just a predictable story at this point. Um, I'm still excited to just work with everybody because everybody there is just cool like people, like even if I don't get to talk to them for a full conversation, they're still just cool just to talk to and whatnot. And and like it's interesting because there's this one guy I know like in the theater department right now, this guy named Josh, who he accuses me of being a robot, honestly. Which Liam, tell the viewers, do you think I'm a robot?
I think all humans are robots in that our bodies create electricity in order to move. I guess what I'm trying to say is if Jack's a robot, we're all robots. If Jack uh, like qualifies to be a robot, then we're all robots.
You hear that, IHS Theater? I'm not a robot, in my opinion. But if Liam says that everyone is a robot, that means you're a robot too, honestly. Okay? So thank you, Liam. You're okay in my book, okay? Because trust me, there's only like I even put out a poll on my Instagram story asking everybody if I was a robot or not, or if I was AI. Everyone, like almost everybody said I was a robot. Only there was only like a few people that said no, I'm not a robot or AI. So so trust me, I am working to win this case, honestly, and I will prove my case in the second semester. Like, yeah, it's just crazy. It's just, dare I say, madness. You know, like, yeah, uh, uh, I can't believe honestly, senior year is almost coming to an end. Like, I know I know it's too early for it to come to an end, but I know like in a few months it will end, and it's just crazy, honestly, because some of these I just there's a fly in here. Some of these seniors here I've known since like the very first day, in kindergarten. So it's just crazy that we all grown up together for the last 13 years, honestly, and now we're leaving. Honestly, it's just like I don't know how to feel about it, honestly. You know, like it's just it's crazy. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Like um. And hopefully graduation will be a cool thing to experience. So honestly, instead of having the IHS music department play, or whether it be band or choir or anything, can we get the Donut Dippers to play the graduation instead? Give them a concert because after all that everyone has been through, everyone has seen fights, everyone has seen people getting arrested and whatnot, and so forward. Can we get the Donut Dippers to play a big concert for the graduation, please? Because honestly, the people honestly deserve a concert. Honestly, they really do deserve a real concert, don't you think, Liam?
I agree.
Yeah, like yeah, everyone like needs like we all need a big concert, honestly, because if the concerts are fun, you just get to have fun and whatnot. Also, you know, we get more fans. Yeah. We've been recording for about an hour and 10 right now, according to the recorder, even though it may not be fully accurate by the time this comes out. But um, yeah, I so yeah, so that is our podcast episode today. I want to thank my guest Liam, my bandmate from Sugar Dust Donut Dippers, the drummer and whatnot. Thank you for being on here, Liam. Any words you have to say for our viewers before we go?
Um, Thank you very much for listening, and thanks to Jack for inviting me to do this.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be back with another episode. Like I'll make another episode happen, and we might have another guest on the way. Who knows? Like I'm trying to get guests on right now. So if you out there listening, if you want to be a guest, like if you like my friends or family out there listening, if you want to be a guest on podcast, let me know because the podcast is back. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is Jack, the podcast with Jack here and Liam signing off. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.